Good evening, this is the Wind Alert and iKitesurf wind forecast for the Collegiate Kiteboarding Association, stop number 3 in Marathon, Florida. My name is Shay Gibson. It is almost 9 o'clock p.m. on Friday, February the 12th, and let's go ahead and talk about winds and weather for the next couple of days. We do wish the riders the best of skill and luck tomorrow and for the competition on Sunday. So with that said, let's dive right in and look at what's going on. What we have right now, in the preliminary forecast, I did discuss a frontal boundary, a very weak frontal boundary that would be pushing through the area, and here it is right here. It looks like it is in fact weak. There's very little to no moisture associated with this, just a few clouds. It's going to be pushing down across the Gulf and across Florida. There's high pressure to the south of it. We'll probably be steering these winds. Right now they're a little bit north around the high pressure, as we always see clockwise rotation, but as this boundary pushes down to the south, we'll probably see winds steer a little bit more west, northwest to northwest in time tonight. This boundary should clear the area sometime by tomorrow morning. And then we're going to have this big player up here to the north that's going to be driving down a northerly wind all the way down in through Florida. So that's going to be the next player. The center of this high pressure is going to be expected to go this direction, set up along the eastern seaboard, and that's going to really increase winds down in your area for Sunday with a northeast to east-northeast flow. So that's going to be the pattern setup from the surface map. Let's take a quick look at the GRU on radar, and you can get a better idea of where this frontal boundary is right about here. Like I said, there's little to no moisture, just some cloud cover here. As it does dip down into the Gulf of Mexico, we could see a little bit of moisture train along it just as it goes through Key West in the morning. May see a stray shower by the time it gets down there if it picks up enough moisture, but down ahead of it there's just so much dry air. I'm not anticipating any rain with the system whatsoever. And then right behind that is another shot of drier air from that high pressure to the north. So you look pretty high and dry, maybe a few clouds here and there, maybe some partly sunny skies tomorrow. A little bit of cloud debris possibly collecting on Sunday with that northeast cut and some of that moisture coming in off the Gulf Stream. That may channel some clouding over your area, but nothing to be that concerned about. Let's go ahead and take a look at the modeling output for this. Now, I want to take a quick look at the modeling, and this is what's driving it. So here's the high pressure here. We're going to watch this come down across the country, and I'm going to park it right there on Sunday. Here's Saturday. We have the northerly fetch coming down the coastline. And then as we get into Sunday, you see that high pressure really build over towards the eastern seaboard, and that's what's going to drive that east-northeast wedge all the way down into the Keys. Now, right about here on this 1,022, 1,024 millibar line, right in this area is going to be a very strong gradient. So we're looking at possible 20 to 24 knots, maybe even a little bit higher as the day goes on. You get some peak heating during the daytime, could really get those winds cranking up along a temperature gradient. So that's kind of the pattern. Now tomorrow the northerly winds may start out a little bit on the a couple of pulses in the morning, kind of settle down, and then really build into the afternoon as the winds start to surge further down into the region. So that's kind of what to be expected tomorrow. We'll look at that in just a second here. Let's look at Datascope, and Datascope is kind of our professional viewer for what we have. You can find all this information that I'm going to be going through here in iKitesurf, but you can see these northerly winds driving down already across Alabama, Mississippi. And here's where the frontal boundary is. You can see the westerlies right below it, and then some mixed up winds down, some variable winds down below it. Now, as this boundary travels south, these northerly winds are going to be coming all the way down with it. So I think by the time you wake up in the morning, you probably see those northerlies already starting. A little bit cooler on the temperatures. We were at about the mid-70s down there today. I think we're probably going to stick to upper 60s, or actually low 70s for tomorrow. Let's take a look at the local area. If we zoom down into it, I'm going to go ahead and just zoom right into the area that you're going to be at tomorrow. It's near Big Pine Key and Veterans Park. So the station that I want to focus on for this, your ride spot's going to be here. And the closest station I could find I wanted to show the models from is over here, and this is Vaca Key. So this looks to be a pretty decent station. It updates every 5 minutes. We just don't have any weather flow stations in that area as of now. That doesn't mean that could change, but Vaca Key shows some pretty good reports going on from that direction of wind from the north and from the east-northeast. So if we look at the details for this station, here's the 5-minute updates. It has averages, and it does have a gust line for it. So this might be a station of some decent guidance for your contest for whatever you're going to be using it for. Or you can pan out, zoom out in iKitesurf and find one of our stations in the vicinity several miles away. This one is pretty close, and it seems to do okay for the modeling output. As we go in time, we can see how the models have a little bit of a morning pulse, and then they settle down, then they start to come up later in the afternoon. I'll go ahead and enable all models on this and take a quick look. I'm going to zoom in on the screen, and You can see here all the models are pretty much in agreement for north wind, very uniform. They vary on a little bit of speeds, but by the time the morning comes around, even our highest resolution model, the NAM 12K, is one of the higher resolution, but the 3 kilometer here in the red really comes up to just over 20 miles an hour. So it's hard to say. You got some of these models are saying low teens and some are saying up near 20. So there's going to be a little bit of a spread there to work with. So you just may have to gauge it. It may be up and down. That's probably what the model difference may split down the middle, because it may be pulsing in and out as gradients become established in that area. As we get into Sunday, all the models pretty much in agreement. By the time you wake up in the morning, these runs are going to be pulsing up into the 20s. Just how high into the 20s we don't know, but then they all stay uniform along the east-northeast flow right into the afternoon. So that's kind of to be expected there. Here's our JFS guidance for tomorrow morning. 17 miles an hour by 10 a.m. Dwindles down into the afternoon and picks back up later. And as we get into that northeast, east-northeast lean on Sunday, the winds come up. So the miles are calling for about 21 to 23 knots, and temperatures holding in the upper 60s to near 70. I want to zoom out again, take a quick look at the sea surface temperatures. I believe we were right around 71 to 74 degrees. I looked the last time I looked. And let me zoom out on that to get that back to normal. Take a quick peek at sea surface temps, and it looks like, according to the legend down here, you may have some cooler water on the north side, especially with some of that cooler northerly wind driving down. The Gulf Stream rides around just the south and the eastern side of the Keys, so that's where the warmer pockets are. So I'm expecting probably upper 60s to near 70 degrees for your sea surface temperatures on the north side of the Parkway. And that's going to do it for the forecast update, and I wish you all the best of luck. If anything significant occurs between now and then, I'll definitely hop on to give you an update, and I may just do another one tomorrow night just to share the stoke on the wind for Sunday. So until then, you guys take care, and I'll see you soon. Good luck.